Hello everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a song that we've prepared for the graduating DC class, and we wish them luck in their futures. Thank you.
We're hiding underneath, picking up covers while you sleep. Soon you're gonna leave, so leave us one more weekend. You've got all the friends you need, bad tattoos and worse IDs. You feel alive. Do you feel alive? You'll go off, you'll forget, you'll grow out of hanging from the edges, breaking off the past. You'll know when to move on, you'll know when to take all the right chances, never looking back. Hiding underneath, running around these empty streets. Do you think you're better off dead than alive in here? You've got all the friends you need, bad tattoos and worse IDs. You feel alive. Do you feel alive? You'll go off, you'll forget, you'll grow out of hanging from the edges, breaking off the past. You'll know when to move on, you'll know when to take all the right chances, never looking back. Did you think the time we spent was all wasted? Sleepwalking through every moment that we took for granted. Maybe the time we spent was not wasted. Let it go, I'll let you go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, you'll forget, you'll grow out of hanging from the edges, breaking off the past. You'll know when to move on, you'll know when to take all the right chances, never looking back. We are half alone, our hearts are leaving home. Now that we don't belong to anyone at all. We are half alone, our hearts are leaving home. Now that we don't belong to anyone at all. Somewhere hiding underneath, kicking off covers while you sleep, you feel alive.
Thank you very much to Drew, Maria and Taylor. I'd like to now call forward, please, Penny and Nick, who will give the class of 2012 address. Sorry. Penny and Chloe, okay. Penny and Chloe, sorry. The three of them.
Hello. Education is all about learning and using your knowledge to succeed in life, but it is also about having fun and enjoying the experience. And what an experience we have had here at Cochrangton. Some of us have been here for 6 years, others here only for 2. Although these years were short, the memories will last a lifetime. This is how our time at Cochrangton has passed.
In our earlier years at Codrington, our class was not as close as we are today. Over time, we grew to become a family away from home. Despite the early mornings, we grew to look forward to spending our days with our classmates and our teachers. At this point, we can agree that we were not the happiest of people on a morning. Reflecting on our years at Codrington, each of us have many amazing memories that we hold close to our hearts. Going back to when some of us first arrived, one of our earliest memories occurred in a pink and green bathroom. Codrington's individuality was really expressed when they allowed 5 teenage girls to paint one of their bathrooms. This resulted in a pink and green polka-dotted bathroom, which has now been repainted white. This early memory has resulted in an extremely close friendship between the girls.
Another early memory which is not supposed to be revealed to the school community was a specific dive trip some of us took in NYP3 with Mr. Dennis. It's not only a memory for the students but also for Mr. Dennis. As Mr. Dennis so wisely chose to dive in a wetsuit, the students decided against this and took a dive trip in their school uniforms, much to his surprise.
We can all remember the trips in NIFCA with Miss Hines. Although she has not taught us all during the diploma, the experiences we had with her were also very memorable. Some of us would like to apologize sincerely for the stress we caused you when dealing with our terrible behavior in your art classes. To clarify, at times we put Miss Hines through hell. But it was with love in our hearts. And we were very thankful that she continued to support our class. We are aware that not all of us have had such great talent as she does, which is evident as she only has 2 amazing DP artists.
Geography class was always very entertaining. Mr. Pierce walking around with his swords and quizzing us boys against girls, which we all know always resulted in the girls winning. With every topic, he would always come up with some humorous way to demonstrate it. When you think of medieval medicines, you think an easy way of just reading a book and learning the topic. But no, Mr. Pierce always had to dress someone up in a wig and do a demonstration himself. But all of his classes, nothing was ever simple.
We will always remember our trips to Miss Christina's office. She was always there for us to make us laugh when we fell down. There's never a time when Miss Christina could not make us smile. She never denied us access into her lovely AC room. And there are times when she tried to kick us out to class after lunch. But we will always remember piling into the single bed and cuddling up to the sound of Miss Christina's laugh.
Another way for our class to get together was through our CAS activities and projects. Many of the memorable activities include numerous bake sales, volunteer work at the Salvation Army and the Hope, volunteer work at a children's home, and helping out at school events. Some of the bigger CAS accomplishments we will always remember are Joe's cocktail party for the Because of Jenna Trust, Zane and Chloe's Walk for Water Aid, and the fundraiser hosted by the Joe and Frida Salon. All of these events allowed us to gain experience in different fields while working with other people. In most of our diploma classes, there was always a musical disturbance provided by Zane, much to the dismay of most teachers. Zane has an unconditional love for his guitar and any other guitar within arm's reach. He always felt the need to play a small solo to liven up the class when he felt restless. Your music, Zane, will always be ringing in our ears, especially your Miley Cyrus solo.
Yo, Mr. Wills! God, I embarrass you too. As one of the newest additions to our school family, many of you might not know, but Mr. William tends to have an artistic passion for photography. This was especially shown during the tedious times when he set us to do essays. Out came his camera and the entire class became a setting for his photo shoot. After finishing our work, Mr. Wills would include us in creating his stunning images of random objects. Not only do we love your photography, but we love your classes and a friendly way to communicate with you.
Living in such a beautiful paradise has proved to be an advantage for many of our educational projects. For biology and geography, we went on field trips to the beach. Mr. Pearce and Miss Elena made our educational trips to the beach enjoyable and pleasant with their relaxed but principled teaching methods. Learning at Codrington is not just about what you read in books, but how you can apply it in real-life situations. These experiences helped us to achieve a greater understanding of our island, ourselves, and the different ways of learning.
We will probably be best known for our humorous gifts to the school. It all began on April 1st,
2011, we as a class decided it would be entertaining to liven up a boring though informational assembly. Taping cell phones under chairs and calling them caused much confusion in the assembly hall, and this was only the beginning. One day we decided to cover the school in smiley faces to brighten up everyone's day. On another occasion, we filled the locker rooms with balloons, and much to our displeasure, the balloons were removed, so we had to do it again with the help from Mr. William, who so kindly decorated all the balloons. Lastly, we spent the whole morning doing numerous pranks. We cable tied chairs and desks in Mr. Ryan's and Mr. Williams' office, or Mr. Williams' rooms, plus we covered Mr. Williams' classroom in newspaper. Then we put food coloring in toilets to cheer up the day. Finally, we removed every single piece of furniture from Mr. Malloy's room with the help of NYP5, forcing him to take class outside. Good job, NYP5. We can see you're going to do splendid in UP.
One of the greatest memories that we have as a class was our trip to the Bahamas with Miss Hetty and Mr. Kevin in January 2011. It was this experience that brought our class together, giving us time to bond with each other. The purpose of this trip was to be exposed to life as an international baccalaureate student. On this trip we met many incredible people, as well as got to spend time at the 2 international schools in the Bahamas. While pretending to be as studious as possible, we managed to interact with the local students and see what their culture was all about. This trip provided us with many life lessons to take with us, as well as many fond memories.
As we move on to the next chapter in our lives, most of us will be leaving this beautiful island to study abroad. As Penny travels to Denmark, Zane to Canada, Chloe and Dro traveling to England, but I will remain in Barbados. Although each of us will be going in our own direction, we will still hold that special bond that nothing will break apart.
As our time at Codrington comes to an end, and we hope that we will leave behind a legacy for future diploma students to live up to. The International Baccalaureate is a difficult program, we can all agree on that. But all 5 of us will agree that it has been and always will be one of the most proud times of our lives. We're so glad to be standing here today and to be actually graduating. No matter where we go or where we end up, we hope to keep in contact with each and every one of you. We will always hold a special place in our hearts for all of you that have been a part of our journey.
Thank you for sharing some of those memories. Just remind me of 1 or 2 things, and I'm sure that Mr. William will thank you for dropping a minute there. Right. I'd like to now call forward Mr. Denison McKinnon to give the principal's remarks.
Distinguished guests, parents and friends of our graduating students, colleagues, all members of the Codrington community who've turned up this afternoon. Today is a very special day. There are 3 things happening, and these are in ascending order. Number 1, the Commonwealth is celebrating the Diamond Jubilee of Her Majesty the Queen. Number 2, Wales beat the Barbarians in rugby this morning. Mr. Trullo owes me a drink. But most importantly is the graduation of the class of 2012 at Codrington. It gives me great pleasure to say a few words in honour of these 5 graduating students, our IB pioneers that we see before us today. In just 10 short years, this school has gone from a school of being just 9 primary school children and 3 volunteer teachers to a school which has the rare distinction of being an international baccalaureate world school authorised to offer all 3 of the IB programs. There is a man sitting in our midst today to whom this community owes a tremendous amount, Dr. Roger Peel, who was Roger was the Director General of the International Baccalaureate for many years and was the architect of turning a programme for 16 to 18-year-olds into a programme for 3 to 18-year-olds. He lives here in Barbados. We're indebted to you, sir. But Coddington is an IB World School, authorised to offer all 3 of the IB's programmes. And these young men and women before us are the first graduates of a school in Barbados to have completed a full IB